And welcome to the Toyota Soccer Center in Frisco, Texas. Michael Westbrook with you for our matchup today. This is the 13U Boys Division. TSC Hurricane 04 Umelo out of Oklahoma against Heat FC 04 ET out of Nevada on Field 4. The RAV4 field here at the Toyota Soccer Center. We are just about ready to go. They may wait till the official start time of 11, although our matchup a little bit earlier, they did go ahead and start a couple of minutes early, and I think that would probably be okay to do. The heat definitely is going to begin to play a factor in the coming hours here in Frisco, so seems our officials will wait a few more minutes until right at the 11 o'clock start time. Thought we might get going a little bit early, but they did decide to wait. 35-minute halves in the 13 and underage division. So again, it is the Oklahoma team. The Hurricane 04 Umelo is the home team. They are wearing the white uniforms. And the road team from Nevada, the Heat FC 04, in the blue uniforms. Michael Westbrook with you from the Toyota Soccer Center. We'll wait just a couple of more minutes before that opening kickoff. This gives both sides one more moment to huddle up and make some last-minute pep talks if needed. Give the officials some credit for holding up to the actual start time. Looked like the Oklahoma team a little bit out of sorts here. They didn't know what to do. A couple of minutes until the start. They were going to go back to the sidelines. Now the official says, no, let's go ahead and start. And so that is going to be the case. Get you those goalkeeper numbers and names just as soon as we can. That'll be important to you. A little bit difficult to see those at this point. Looks like it's KJ Masso for the Hurricane. The Heat out of Nevada moving left to right here in this first half, heading south to north. And the Hurricane out of Oklahoma will go right to left. Again, Hurricane in the white uniforms, and the Heat from Nevada in the blue uniforms. 2 35-minute halves in this one. Our game time temperature, well, it's starting to get a bit hot here in Frisco, but if you're from the area, you're used to that, and the folks from Tulsa or from Oklahoma certainly are. 87 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We started the morning at 7 a.m. with our first match. That would have been a couple hours earlier out in Nevada, where it was about 81 degrees at that point. So the heat is beginning to pick up. It feels like 97 right now. And we do have a south wind of 11 miles per hour in our last game, which was a different age division, a different side of things altogether in the 15U girls bracket. The wind did play a factor in that contest, and we may very well see it in this first half play a factor as well, as again the wind is going left to right, so that gives the Heat team a little bit of an advantage in the first half if they can play it to their advantage. Clean plate action so far as we're just underway here, a couple of minutes in, and no side has been around the net just yet. Exciting time for these youngsters to be able to make it all the way to the Nationals in Frisco, Texas, where just on the other side of their field, we have the vantage point of the field that borders Toyota Stadium, which is a beautiful place where FC Dallas of the Major League Soccer League plays their contest. Fancy maneuvering with the soccer ball there a moment ago to send it up on the left side, where Ryan Leininger was controlling for a moment. And now the Oklahoma Hurricane team taking it away. Interestingly enough, one of the differences that you see going through the different age divisions, we've had some older players a little bit earlier, now down to some of the youngsters. And, well, smaller players, smaller uniforms, harder to see those numbers on the back of the jerseys. We're going to have our first corner kick upcoming for the Hurricane. And perhaps it is an early scoring opportunity. Kick sent in near the net. A header doesn't go. Ricochets back out. Hurricane will keep it. No, they will not. So nothing off of the corner kick for Hurricane 04 Umelo. We'll tell you a little bit more about these teams as we go. Looked as if it would be a throw in from the Hurricane there for just a moment, and the referee, I think, said otherwise. He did. Goes to the team in blue out of Nevada, the Heat. Ball being passed around near midfield. Now up on the right side. Here's a chance for the Heat to get going. Crossing midfield and controlling for the Heat out of Nevada is Colin Anderson. Anderson works it into the box to his teammate. And we've got a lot of pressure, a big wind-up kick that'll go wide right off of the foot of Michael Vela for the Heat. Into the 5th minute, early on, 35-minute halves between these two teams. Well, the Hurricane had a little bit of payback at the Oklahoma State Cup rematch, which allowed TSC Hurricane 04 to advance to the Nationals out of the Region 3 championship. They won the Group A play with 3 wins, followed that with a comfortable quarterfinal win, and a second straight shutout helped the Oklahoma side to a 1-0 semifinal win, and more on them in a moment. Down the left side and controlled by the Hurricane, Martin Martinez Leyva. But it was out of bounds, and so the ball is going to belong to the Heat. Excuse me, a throw in actually from the Hurricane there. Deep in the corner on the left side, our vantage point partially blocked due to the fans standing up. They've got a good view. Not a lot of seating over on the benches of the teams, so most folks on the opposite side. And again, you're right up field level. Header near midfield by the Hurricane. Some fancy footwork there by big number 99. I like that jersey number, Pearson Fisher. Heat trying to get something going near their end, and an interesting pass there that went back towards the Hurricanes' own goal. And that was actually a little bit dangerous. Stolen away near midfield. I believe this is Anderson again. Anderson with some speed. Good solid clearing by Ethan Gordon for the Hurricane. Now we're seeing a pretty good matchup in the early going. Both sides going back and forth into the box. A good header. Seeing some fancy footwork and some really solid skills between these two, including that move there. Hard kick off the right hand of the goalkeeper, and it will trickle out. A diving save from KJ Masso as he was able to deflect it out of bounds, and that's going to leave a corner kick upcoming for the Heat. Heavy, steady wind blowing left to right, out of the south. So this corner kick will be kicked into the wind, and the wind partially took that one into the side of the net, so no opportunity that time for the Heat. Michael Umelo, the head coach for the Hurricane. Meanwhile, out of Region 4, Heat FC, Isad Marina is the head coach. Definitely a high-powered offense. Advancing to the Region 4 quarterfinals as a second-place team out of Group A. Anderson controlling, works it up the field on the right side into the hands of Asante Ayaya. He will send it back to the midfield, just outside of the big box. Pushing his way through was Michael Vela. Good defense by the Hurricane, and a header at midfield will send it back on the Heat side. Can Vela get out in front of his defender? No, he cannot, and that one rolls into the U.S. Youth Soccer sign and out of bounds, giving it back to the Hurricane. Heat FC won 4-2 in the round of 8 before scoring a last-minute winner in a 2-1 semifinal victory against Scottsdale. The Soccer Blackhawks out of Arizona. They had a Group A rematch awaiting them after that, where the Heat FC made up for an earlier group play loss to Tuzos Academy by beating the Arizona team 2-1. That was in the championship match. Corner coming for the Heat into the 9th minute of play. Michael Vela. Right foot kick just outside the box, and that one will go wide left on the header attempt. Don't know if either one of these teams will be affected by the heat, but it was definitely a good move on behalf of the U.S. Youth Soccer to start this thing early. 7 a.m. was our first game here. Here on field 4. And this one will go back to the goalkeeper, who is able to shut it down, stop that possession. The RAV4 field. Each field here is named after a different type of Toyota vehicle. Toyota recently opening their corporate headquarters in a major plant down this way. Big leg kick that goes wide left. Had a pretty good look at it that time. And for the Hurricane, Ian McIntosh just missing left. Ball near midfield, and I believe we've got, it may have been a hand on the ball there. I think it was. No, they called tripping. Okay, the foul called there, and the free kick for the Heat. Heat working up the far left side of the field at midfield. Referee almost in the way of the play there a moment ago. And a clear out that time by Jose Antonio Urquiza. Again, the Hurricane in the white uniform, the Heat in the blue. Preliminary pool play matchup here in the 13U division. There is one other 13U boys contest going on right now over on field 5. You have Real JFC out of New Jersey taking on St. Louis Scott Gallagher Pre-Academy out of Missouri. That one will be important to the future of this competition in the 13U. The championship for the 13U boys will take place early on Sunday. In fact, I believe actually the semifinals, actually national championship will be on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Into the 13th minute here. No score between Hurricane and the Heat. Got a offsides, maybe is the call. Either way, the Heat waste no time getting the ball back in play and trying to work it up to Vela. Tall frame defender on the back line there. Ethan Gordon tracks it down and pushes it over to his goalkeeper, Masso. Masso works it back to Gordon. And so now Gordon will give it a big left-footed kick that sails out of bounds and into the area where the crowd is located. Gives the ball back to the Heat. Heading into the 14th minute, we'll have our first sub of the contest for the Hurricane 04 Umelo team. Angel Dimas will go out of the game. And the player that entered the game for the Hurricane is Juan Escobar, wearing number 7. He has it over on the far side of the field, working against Eden Howell from the Heat. Those two battle on the far side of the field before the ball ends up out of bounds, and it will go to the Hurricane. Well, one of the rare matchups where the two nicknames are singular and not plural. The Hurricane against the Heat. Don't see that very often, but the Hurricane out of Tulsa, or out of Oklahoma, and there is, of course, a college team, the Tulsa Hurricane. Not sure if the Heat from Nevada have any tie-in like that. Tried to work it up the field to the feet of Donald Kiernan, but he was not able to catch up with it. So here we are now in the 15th minute. No score between these two sides. The Heat FC state champions in 2016 and 2017. They were not able to win a regional in 16, but they did come back and win the regional this year. As we said, they defeated an Arizona team, Tusos Academy 04, 2-1 in the championship match. The 2017 Region 4 top scorer was Donald Kiernan. So we'll see if they can get him involved. Meanwhile, for the Hurricane state finals in 2017 and regional champs this year, again out of Region 3, Martin Martinez Leyva was the leading scorer. The TSC Hurricane had lost 3-1 to OFC in the State Cup, but TSC was able to flip the script and secure a 2-0 victory in Greensboro to claim the Region 3 title. A lot of travel for these athletes, their parents, perhaps grandparents. Sub coming for the Heat. Throughout the summer, got to go play in a lot of different places, and we're happy to bring you these championship games in case you weren't able to travel here. A lot of people imagine at work here on a Tuesday. Michael Vela waiting for the throw-in. We're still waiting for that player for the Heat to step onto the field. Going off the field for the Heat is Andrew Laszlo. Stoppage in play here. Nicholas Lazarski has to take something off, I think. Did he come out of the game? Nope, he had to go give something to the referee. He actually did stay out. Okay. Now into the 18th minute of this first half, there's still no score. We see the strong left foot of Ethan Gordon. Gordon sending the ball all the way across midfield, and we have another foul called. The referee starting to tighten up a bit, making sure the players are playing the ball, and got caught for a pushing call there on the Hurricane, giving the ball back to the Heat. Ball intended for Vela. He tracks it, takes on 1, 2, make it 3 different defenders. Mishandled by Vicente Ayala. And now it is controlled by Miller. Back to midfield, Alexander Romero Jakubik. Pearson Fisher takes it away at midfield for the Hurricane. Neal at this point, up in front. And a header, it's going to go in! A goal for the Heat. Michael Vela. What a play! He timed it off the bounce, got just enough of his hair on it. I don't even think his head really even touched the ball over the top of KJ Masso, who had to come out to try to stop that. And in the 19th minute, the Heat from Nevada on the board. So 1-0 as the Heat FC with the lead. Goal scored in the 19th minute of this first half. Vela just able to get enough of it to get it past. Again, I don't think too much of his head even grazed the soccer ball. It's kind of has that long hair and just had just enough. Back near midfield, a reset for the Heat. And they work it around over to the right side, back to Colin Anderson. Anderson will work past one defender, and he'll skirt past a second for a moment, and then it's taken away, and Ethan Gordon sends it back near midfield. Opportunity for the Hurricane on a slight breakaway here, but Martinez Leyva was caught and will sky one high and out of play. Got a break in the action here at 21 minutes in, so we will take it as well. 1-0 is our score. Heat FC leading the Hurricane. They'll give the two sides a little bit of a break here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. Now we're back to play here at the Toyota Soccer Center in Frisco, Texas. A little water break as it is beginning to get a bit warm out here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. We are in the preliminary stages of the 13U Boys Division. Do have a heat advisory in effect here in Frisco until 8 o'clock tonight, but that's pretty standard around this part this time of year. 87 degrees is our temperature at the moment. Heat index says it's 96. And we are looking at a south wind of 11 miles per hour. The sun won't set till about 8:30 tonight, so it is going to be warm throughout. But taking the precautions necessary, keeping the youngsters hydrated out on the field. We have a 1-0 game. Heat FC out of Nevada leading on a Michael Vela header that he was able to score. And as play resumes, Hurricane try to get something going. Nothing doing on that trip down. Goalkeeper sets up shop. He's ready to go. Good play across the middle there from Brody Adams. Get a foot on that ball. Ethan Gordon works it left side. Back to Adams. Taken away. Colin Anderson. Anderson battling with a Hurricane. Still battling. Now it's up in front. Vela. Vela already has one goal. Just outside the box. He's going to send it across the middle. Finds his teammate. Left foot deflected and kicked back out near midfield. The Heat still control. We've got contact player down. Play resumes. And now from well outside the box, a big right-footed kick that goes too high from Vicente Ayala. Goalkeeper Masso will decide to send it over to Ethan Gordon, who we found out has the big left foot, powerful left foot. Vela tries to work around his defender. Gordon was there to poke it free. Ball worked back near midfield. Heat leading 1-0, 25th minute, 35 minutes here in the first half is how they play it. Deflected off of Masso. I like his effort there. Don't know if that one was going to go ahead and miss left anyways. It was very close. And he was able to bat it away. Corner kick coming. Vela with the match's only goal will set up the corner. He has the wind to his favor. Last time from that vantage point, the Heat missed as the wind took the ball. Takes it again here. It is free at the net, and it is in. The Heat now lead 2-0. Vicente Ayala with the goal this time. This one in the 26th minute. A corner kick pays off for the Heat FC. Now Ethan Gordon will boom one downfield before it goes out, giving the throw in for the Heat. Michael Vela scoring in the 19th minute, making it 1-0. Vicente Ayala has followed in the 26th minute with a goal that pretty well landed right in his lap. Gordon will step back and fire, and a header near midfield keeps the ball floating near the center line. Now on the far side of the field, the Heat control. Knocked away by the Hurricane. Adams with a foot on it. Here come the Heat again. That pass too far out in front of Romero Jakubik. Look at the hustle from the Heat. They're all over the place right now. Trying to free some space is Kiernan, and he was the top scorer in the regional. Nothing there for Kiernan. His teammates have picked him up so far in this one to a 2-0 advantage into the 28th minute of the first half. Back to Gordon. This is the strategy to allow him the opportunity for the kick. Pressure coming from the Heat. We see Tatenda Shagidi out there on the field for the Hurricane, and now we will have a couple of subs from both sides. Jose Urquiza back on the field. Just about to hit the 30th minute, where the Heat lead 2-0 on the Hurricane. The Heat out of Nevada and the Hurricane out of Oklahoma. Ayala with a goal already, controls, kicks it back up towards midfield. Pass across the middle, taken away, and a hard kick from Urquiza. He did not quite have his teammate out in front for it. Fancy footwork there from the Heat. Cleared out for a moment by Ayala. On the far side of the field, there's a big collision between the two, and the ball actually stayed in play that whole time. Well, the Heat have definitely controlled this first half so far. There have not been too many scoring opportunities for the Hurricane, and the Heat have capitalized on a couple. One of them coming off of a corner kick. Anderson near midfield, he has some pressure. Anderson battling with Trotter. Mitchell Trotter going right at Anderson, trying to get the ball from him. All sorts of action, and the foul called against the Hurricane. Or sorry, against the Heat. Shagidi, big kick up down the right side. Just not seeing much around the net right now for the Hurricane. Again, that wind could be playing a little bit of a factor. They'll have that to their advantage in the second half. Goalkeeper Masso trying to stay in the action well out in front of the box. 32nd minute, first half, 2-0, Heat lead. It's the preliminary rounds of the 13U boys division taking place here right now. Total of 80 games, matches being broadcast here through Turbo Sports this week and through the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. So it is quite a presentation taking place out here, and boy, there is a large crowd at one of the other fields nearby. We've had some good contingent of fans on hand for this one as well. Expecting to see college and pro scouts down in the area. It's the center of the universe for youth soccer at this point in the summer. Got a corner kick coming for the Hurricane. A line drive kick saved. Great stop to see through all the distractions and to make that grab. Goalkeeper has done his part in the first half for the Heat as we enter the 34th minute. Shagidi tripped up, quickly puts the ball back in play. Referee says hold on. Shagidi and Gordon passing it back and forth. Shagidi works it up across the midway line. Heat control. And the Heat up 2-0, closing out the first half. Want to make sure they have everything set up exactly how they want it before they do too much. Attempting to get the ball up the field to Vela, who has already scored 1 goal. Vela looking for his teammate. Back to Vela. Works it out to Anderson. Here we are in the 35th minute of the first half. Now Ayala, who's already scored 1 goal. And he is going to send it in the box to his teammate off of a rebound too high on the ricochet attempt from Vela. Have a sub coming here at the close of the first half. Fisher will go out of the game for the Hurricane. Should bring us to the close of the first half here in just a moment. As the goalie Masso will send it in over to Gordon. Shagidi on the far side. And this one's stolen away. Quickly stolen back the other way for the Hurricane. Ball work to the right side to Requisa, and he will send it down out of bounds. A throw in coming for the Heat. Now the soccer website says the under 13 2 minute halves, but maybe moving on to a 40-minute half. We'll have to find out. Foul called near the midway line, and so Oklahoma has it. Had a couple of possessions like that where it's been tough to get the ball back in and get play going. Cross-court pass or cross-field pass goes up high and out. And that does now bring us to the end of the first half. So it is 2-0. Heat FC leads Hurricane, the team from Nevada, over the Oklahoma team through one half of play. 2-0 our score here from the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships in Frisco, Texas.
The road starts here. The road paved by pain, sacrifice, and struggle. The road paved by passion and pursuit. The road where dreams come true. On this road, many will fail, and on this road, many dreams will fade. But as for you, what will be your fate? When there are seconds left and you are running on fumes, will you be satisfied with almost? Or will you dig down into the dirt, take one more step and make one more play, knowing that good enough isn't good enough, and all the blood, sweat, and tears have brought you to this moment, the moment where pain turns to greatness. On this road, nothing is given, everything is taken. On this road, winners will rise to the top, heroes will be made, and on this road, champions will be crowned.
It was 1935, the year that Elvis and Sandy Koufax were born. It was a year of many firsts, including the first NFL draft, the first Monopoly board game went on sale, Social Security began, and Babe Ruth hit his last home run. In addition to these milestones, the National Junior Challenge Cup was founded in 1935, offering a youth competition for young men in the United States. The cup was later named the James P. McGuire Cup, after the late U.S. soccer president, who himself was quite a standout in his earlier days, winning the U.S. Open Cup in 1929. McGuire would lead U.S. soccer and earn an international reputation as an excellent leader.
The Jim McGuire Cup was started in 1935. It was the only cup that the United States Soccer Federation had for youth players. And it was a very good competition, and I can tell you, I mean, this was the highlight of my soccer career, to be a champion in 1954.
This storied cup, now the oldest trophy in youth sport.
It has a history, it has a meaning, I think it has tradition. So I think it's extremely important for our competitions, for all the age groups that kind of emulate the McGuire Cup.
Winning the McGuire Cup is huge, just because all that history that comes along with the oldest trophy in youth sports period, that's really big for us.
Who will write their name in the next chapter of the storied McGuire Cup?
Welcome back to the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships in Frisco, Texas. We just had our intermission where it is 2-0. The Heat FC lead the Hurricane 04 Umelo team, the TSC Hurricane. I want to thank our many sponsors for making all of this possible. AG Engine, AmericanEagle.com, USA Soccer, Wilson Trophy Club, and Yokohama Bag Tags Incorporated, Bubba Burger, Cliff Kid, Expanda Brand, Front Rush, Positive Coaching Alliance, Fusionetics, Dick's Sporting Goods, the MLS, Nestle Nesquik, Nike, National Soccer Coaches Association of America, and Premier International Tours. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors for making this possible. Back to play, 2-0 our score. The Heat scored a goal in the 19th minute. Michael Vela with a header. And then Vicente Ayala added in the 26th minute a goal, making it 2-0. Did hear that during the intermission they made mention that if the game was to come to a tie, it would end that way. There is no overtime at this point in the preliminary stages. This is the 13U division. I'm Michael Westbrook. We appreciate you being with us. We're just outside of the Toyota Stadium where FC Dallas plays at the Toyota Soccer Center, which is filled with soccer fields all over the place. We said that the wind could play a little bit of a factor, a south wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's going left to right, and so here in this second half, the Hurricane will have that to their advantage. Colin Anderson on the far side of the field, and Vela. That ball was taken away momentarily. Hurricanes attempt to come up with it, cannot. Heat kick it back out on their side. And the Heat look to push the ball down the field. Eden Hole. Throw in coming here for the Heat. We may have a corner coming here from Alexander Romero Jakubik. Yep, Jakubik will have the corner kick. Just above the crossbar, it's free, and it is still loose. A big wind-up with the left foot that goes far left. That one would not go. A couple of opportunities for the Heat at the net. Masso, the goalkeeper, does what he's done throughout the first half and just keeps the ball close. Try to get it to their big left-footed kicker, and Ethan Gordon. Xavier Macathini, the goalkeeper, on the other side for the Heat, and he had a great first half. That's MakhathinI. Macathini, the goalkeeper for the Heat. Do my best to make sure we get that one right. I don't know if I did. Hurricane on a bit of a push here. Team from Oklahoma looking for their first goal still, but it's going to be cleared out. Andrew Lazio able to boot it away back near midfield. Hurricane come up with it and Martin Martinez Leyva. Ball free near midfield. Good footwork to be controlled by Juan Escobar. However, another one cleared out near midfield again by Vicente Ayala. Macathini makes a stop in goal. Ball worked up by Colin Anderson on the right side, trying to find the key man, Vela. Player down from each side, and now the tripping foul is called against the TSC Hurricane team, the team in white, and it'll give the free kick here to the Heat. The ball placed at the spot of the infraction. They're ready to go now. Kick is coming from Anderson. Slides it inside the circle. Back near midfield. Ryan Riley. Cross pass in the middle. See Vela down there, and he looks like he just grabbed the Hurricane player and kind of tossed him to the grass, and so it's definitely going to be a foul called. 42nd minute of action. Substitution coming for the Heat. Number 29 entering the field. Leininger. Ryan Vela, strong kick, wide right. Two to nothing to score. The Heat leading the Hurricane. These two teams will play again in competition tomorrow against other opponents. See if I can get that schedule for you in just a moment. That one floating up over the top of the net and out of play. So TSC Hurricane will play Real JFC out of New Jersey at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then I haven't quite been able to find on the schedule when the Heat would play again. We'll look for that when we have a chance. Hurricane trying to get something going. They trail 2-0. Strong kick to the left side. One-on-one battle to the far side. Won by Anderson for the Heat. Still battling. And it ends up out off of the Hurricane. The Heat will throw in. Tossing goes to Ayala. Chase for the ball. Shagidi actually knocked it free for a moment for the Hurricane. Down the left side, Hole. And his effort will go awry. Booted away by Ethan Gordon. Stays with the Hurricane right now. We have another sub here into the 45th minute. Just about 10 minutes into the second half. Neither side has really began to take hold of the second half yet. Shigidi pokes it free, and it's going to stay on the offensive end for the Heat. A masterful move to get the ball near the center of the field that time by Eden Hole. Hustling effort that time from Ryan Riley. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hurricane. Hurricane fans probably have more in attendance here as they are from Oklahoma, bordering state, and their fans encouraging their team to pick up the intensity just a bit. We're going to have several new players take the field for the Hurricane. They have 4 players set to check in, it would appear. That is indeed the case, so it's fresh set of legs for the Oklahoma TSC Hurricane. Fans see a bit of new life as well as they begin to cheer on their team. We'll see how this affects them in the 47th minute. Half number 2, 2-0, Heat leading. I've seen a fairly common theme here on this Field 4 throughout our tournament, of course crossing different age divisions. So the play is slightly different, but the goals have come early by the winning team, and that was pretty much the case so far for the Hurricane. A goal in the 19th minute and another one in the 26th minute as the goalkeeper Masso makes a stop. Down the right side, Hurricane have to send it almost out of play. It'll stay in, however. I said that neither side really has taken hold of the second half, but it does appear that the Heat have still had a few more chances here in the second half, and they are keeping the ball on their end of the field quite a bit here as of late, it seems like. .49th minute of action, 2-0. Heat on top of the Hurricane. And not a whole lot happening for either side right now. Hurricane push the ball to the outside. Work it back now. And now a little bit of momentum forward. Up in front, Hurricane one-on-one, looking for some help. Teammate found. Heat take it away. Right back to the Hurricane. Ian McIntosh. Heat again. Bounce it back near midfield. First time in a while the Hurricane had the ball on their offensive end, trying to put together something. Trying to string together a few passes, spread out the field perhaps, and defense just continues to catch up. Hurricane could have a chance here. They'll try to punch it to the middle. There's nothing there. Now back to the side. Up top outside the box, left side. Misplayed, kicked away by the Heat. Fisher has it. He'll launch from a long distance. And his missile shot misses wide right. Entering the 51st minute. We're less than 20 to play in this one. Big kick from Matheny. Ethan Gordon steps up near midfield and boots it back the other way. McAtheny stops another one. And we'll kick this one across midfield. Collision on the far side, no foul called, and it's going to stay with the Hurricane. So one thing about the substitutions a moment ago from the Hurricane, it has led to at least a little bit more intense action from them. Fresh legs have allowed the players just a little bit of an edge, and so we'll see a counter now from the Heat. 3 new players coming in for the Heat team from Nevada. They're not letting the actual heat affect them right now. A 2-0 advantage, 52nd minute. Throw in, a header from Urquiza. Ricocheting off a few players, and finally it is going to land with Brody Adams. Knocked out off of the Heat, number 1, Nicholas Lazarski. Battle near midfield, and we've got a foul called. This one was against Ayala, who has a goal in this game, and the captain has come over to get an explanation of the call. Ethan Gordon, a strong left foot, will have this ball placed much closer than he's been before. Most of his kicks have come from around his own goal. If he can get one into this wind, if he decides to go up with it, no telling where it might land. And they could have a chance to bounce one in. He goes for the line drive attempt instead, splitting the defenders, and it's stopped by the goalkeeper. McAtheny makes another stop, and he has been solid in goal today for the Heat FC. Go back to the goalie. Let him clear it out. Goalkeeper has to step out. He'll do so, and Masso boots it away. Back near midfield, as the two sides battle for position, Ayala has it. Ayala with a sliding, almost sliding right foot kick down towards the right side. 13U boys division here, as we have another game taking place in that same division across the way. New Jersey team against a Missouri team. Hurricane working the ball up the right sideline. It is out off of Ayala. He thought maybe he was going to get the call the other way. That's not the case. Hurricane with the throw-in coming from Adams. High throw. It was a header, however, by the Heat. Up in front, Lazarski. He cannot handle it. It's out. 55th minute now. And we will have a quick water break for everybody, so we'll take a break as well. Nothing happening here in the second half. The Heat holding on to their 2-0 lead. The 2 goals they secured early on in the first half. We're back in a moment here on the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships from Frisco, Texas. Back to play here at the Toyota Soccer Center. USYS Soccer National Championships in Frisco, Texas. A beautiful day for a native Texan, maybe not so much for others, but the conditions are right for another hot late July day, which is what we've come to expect in these parts. Heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. We've now eclipsed the 90-degree mark. We're at 91 with a heat index of 102, and because of that, they are giving water breaks, 1 per half to each side, and so that's what we had just a moment ago. 2-0 is our score, the Heat lead. Heat FC 04 ET out of Nevada in the 13U boys division against TSC Hurricane 04 Umelo. And it has been all heat all day, no pun intended there because of the temperature, but they scored in the 19th minute on a Michael Vela header off of a corner kick. And then just 7 minutes later, Vicente Ayala scoring in the 26th minute of the first half. And here we are in the 56th minute of a 70-minute contest. 2 35-minute halves in the 13 and underage division. Referees have called this one really well here. We may have one at our tent just to the left of us. I'll do my best to guard the equipment if I can, if a soccer ball lands over this way. Hurricane have had a couple of opportunities down at their end here in this second half, but for the most part, those opportunities have been stymied by incredible goalkeeping from the Heat's Xavier Makathathini. So it's a corner kick coming now for Jose Antonio Urquiza. Got a whistle telling a couple of the players to adjust their position. Trailing 2-0, it's a key play for the Hurricane. It's floated in the air, and the header goes. Shagidi puts it in. Tatenda Shagidi puts the Hurricane from Oklahoma on the board in the 57th minute. What a perfectly placed ball from Jose Antonio Urquiza. And then Shagidi did the rest. Well, he had some leaping ability to even get to the ball in the first place. That makes it a whole new ball game again, late 2-1 now. Such a momentum swing when you can get a corner kick with a ball floated in the air like that, floating in the air. Really the key to that whole thing, because of the wind, was making sure the kick went outside of the goalposts. Got to get that ball out to the left, and they were able to do just that. The Heat look to get it right back there at their end. Hurricane take it away at midfield. Good defense, slows down the offensive set here. However, that was really good by Angel Dimas to just hold on to it as long as he did. Intensity has really picked up here in the 13U boys division preliminary contest, where it's 2-1. Heat lead the Hurricane. Down in the corner, back out top, and back to midfield. Dimas. He controlled momentarily. The Heat trying to get those passes connected, can't do so. Out of bounds off of the Heat, and the Hurricane will have it. Again, the Hurricane from Tulsa, Oklahoma. They have a bigger crowd here on hand, and they're off to our left. May be able to hear them cheering some. Strong throw in. Goes back to Ryan Riley. And he has two defenders. He had two players there right in his face, and his fan base was urging those two to make a play on the ball and not to let it go out, but it did go out, and so Makathini will get the kick and do everything he can to boot this thing past the 10-mile-an-hour wind. Ball ends up with Michael Vela. He scored the game's first goal. Ethan Gordon boots it back down to his offensive end. The Hurricane on the move. Jose Antonio Equaiza. Across the middle, a header attempt goes from Angel Dimas. No good. And the ball will roll out of bounds, staying with the Hurricane. Brody Adams to throw it in. Everybody taking just a quick little breather here into the 61st minute. Trailing by 1, it's more important to set up a good play than it is to rush an inbounds. Good takeaway from the Heat. Heat across half midfield. Vela works it down the right side, and the goalkeeper, Masso, with a stop. Masso boots it high. Oh, stab kick by Ayala to keep it low on the ground. Good chase from Adams near the sidelines. And it will be out. Heat have it. Ball being played deep in the corner. Well, the Hurricane have a throw in near the corner. Actually, it'll be a corner kick here, but Hurricane going the other way. Got a sub coming in for the Heat, and that's the reason we had fairly lengthy delay there into the 63rd minute now. Could be a strategy to slow down the game just a bit with that sub coming all the way across the length of the field. But Adams did indeed throw that one in. He finds Fisher, and it's back out again. One more throw in from Adams. The header works it back near midfield for a moment, and then now at midfield. Nothing there for the Hurricane, although Antonio Urquiza did the best he could. Vela applying pressure for the Heat. Header sending the ball to Vela near midfield. Hurricane poke it free. No real numbers here for the Hurricane, but they got to try anyways. Martin Martinez-Leyva shot is on its way and no good. Missed it left. Makathini, another good stop, and he has been good in goal today. Pass up the field on the left side to Eden Hole. And now Ryan Leininger. Into the corner again here into the 64th minute. Booted out of bounds off of the Hurricane. Just that one goal makes such a big difference in the 57th minute. Header from Shigeti, and now the intensity completely turned to 180. All of a sudden the Heat, who have in some regards coasted through, and I know that term makes it sound like they're not trying. That's not what I mean, but it's been a simplistic game for them. They've been able to control the pace of it, scoring their 2 goals early and just limiting possessions for the Hurricane. But now the pressure is back on them, not only to score again, but to maintain solid possessions. Opportunity at the net, and it is knocked away. Wow, the goalkeeper Masso actually fell down, and one of the Hurricane players, I think, stepped in to knock it free. Thought that one was ticketed for the back of the net for a moment. Not going to quite see a corner kick here. That ball on the playing surface in play, but it is still an opportunity for the Heat to try something here. Place one on the far right side. No shot on goal, a misplay by the Hurricane, and a strong kick over the back of the net to sail that one out of bounds and take another 30 seconds or so off the clock. Hurricane have the kick. That one bounces in front, but there was nothing that the Hurricane could do with it that time. Actually landed with the Heat. A little bit of a high pass for Martinez-Leyva. If it had been a little bit lower where he could have gotten his feet on it a little bit quicker, he might have been able to turn and go towards the net, but not the case. 67th minute now, 2-1 our score. Heat lead. And what has been a fierce competition between the two sides. Another sub for the Heat. We're in the 67th minute now, and it is coming down to the wire, 2-1. For a while there, within the last 5-10 minutes, the Heat were trying everything they could to put another point up on the scoreboard, figuratively, no actual scoreboard here. Now it's a little bit more of a keep away situation. Ole controls. Now if an opportunity presents itself, the Heat would take it, and this may be one right here. That's high over the net. Alexander Romero Jakubik missing, and you see some of the Hurricane players doubled over, just trying to catch their breath for one final push, perhaps. Ball ends up with a Heat, but we had a foul called, and so the Hurricane have a chance. Ethan Gordon will need the kick of his life to get this thing down the field. Gordon, big running start, does indeed get a kick that almost lands in the box. It was deflected by a Heat player, and so the Heat able to push it out near midfield and now able to go across midfield. Don't know if that'll be the last opportunity for the Hurricane or not. We'll try one more on the far side of the field. That is out off of the Heat. 69th minute, we're down to about a minute and a half left. Don't see any stoppage play coming. Haven't had anybody hurt. Had a few long substitution situations. Now the call was made there, a tripping, to give the Hurricane, with about a minute to go, an opportunity to strike. They got a free kick coming. This ball is going to be placed about 2 yards outside of the box. Shagidi had a header a little bit earlier. We're in the 70th minute. Only about 45 seconds remaining. He is taking his time, and now the Heat subbing right now. And the referee running with the player to make sure he hustles off the field to allow for this opportunity here. This is probably going to be it here. And here comes the kick. It has a chance. Deflected away, and there comes the big escape kick from the Heat. And that is the match. So the Hurricane had one last opportunity there late and could not quite get it to go. They did score a goal in the second half, but they come up just a bit short as Heat FC wins this one by the score of 2-1 over the TSC Hurricane. 2-1 again, the final. Thank you for being with us for this broadcast of the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. Heat FC go to 1-0, Hurricane fall to 0-1. I'm Michael Westbrook. So long for now from Frisco, Texas.